Hey, John, what are your thoughts on the Philadelphia Eagles moving back into the top 10? Can we put a bow on that? Can we put a nail in that coffin? Or you really think this is a possibility here?
I think it's a possibility. We had Brad Spielberger on Birds 365, who did a great piece for Over the Cap about every GM in the NFL and what they do in the draft. Move up, move down. Howie's one of those guys that is constantly going up, going down, depending who's on the board. He's done it 26 times. So, yeah, you can never put anything out. If the player starts to fall and they say, oh, we can go get this guy and we can get ahead of the Cowboys and Giants, yeah, he'll do it. But
Okay.
also, he might drop back as well.
John McMullen in the house. Overtime, JAKIB Media YouTube page. You can watch us on phillyvoice.com/the middle. And Barrett Brooks, Harry Mays, Eitan Shannon. What's happening, John? Thank you. I know a kid at the end, but thank you for popping on with us here.
Hey, I always appreciate you guys. You know that. Well, maybe you don't know that from what you're saying, Eitan. Who knows?
Every now and again, look, I'm just a reactionary Philadelphia sports fan. If I see something happening in the middle of April, then I need to extrapolate that across the board into the playoffs. If I see John McMullen ducking us in the middle of the week, then I need to extrapolate and project.
When did I duck you? I don't even know. When did I duck you?
Eitan and I especially have developed a complex now since the Birds 365 launch.
That's the varsity, man.
You are not only pilfering our guests, you're pilfering our co-hosts for the show, and then you duck us.
I definitely pilfered your co-host. I take issue with the ducking part. When did I? I don't even know when I ducked. I was on Tuesday or Monday, and this would be my second. So I don't know where the ducking comes from. The Sirianni press conference.
We'll get to the ducking, though. But what about the pilfering? Can we get to the pilfering before the ducking? Because what's next now? A hockey minute with Jason Martinez on Monday?
Well, that's possible. We'll see how that goes. Because I need a hockey minute because I can't talk about hockey. Right. But, you know, Barrett's got to keep on his toes. He mentioned that on Birds 365. Well, you guys, because you're going to derail things. So the poor guy just wants to talk about football. So he loves coming on the show.
Oh, so he goes on your show so we can talk nothing but unadulterated draft talk.
Do we have audio of that we can play on Monday and just rip Barrett?
No question. Xander can probably get that audio.
Did he trash this show?
No, he
I didn't trash it. I told him flat out. I said, look, if you don't come with your game face every day, they will make you look bad.
Yeah.
You got to make sure you're on
I know. I've been on with Eitan for years. You got to be ready. You got to be ready with everything.
Yeah. Don't absolve Harry from this thing. He's just as bad as me. Come on.
And then I told him this. I said, look,
I'm just louder.
I had to come back and apologize to everybody from the way I presented, you know.
Oh, yeah, I heard you guys rip Sirianni. I love Sirianni in the press conference.
Yeah, so then I came back and I was like, you know what? It's my fault. I apologize, you know. Oh, look at Jake. There we go. Appreciate you, bro. But I was like, look, the way Harry presented it to me, you know, I thought it was just a joke. It wasn't really a joke.
Now it's coming back to me. Yeah, he ripped you to shreds, Harry. He blamed you for everything.
Barrett came on Thursday and essentially began the show. Like, he stopped me from opening up the program and said, hey, I need to apologize for how bad I ripped Nick Sirianni. And I'm thinking, as Harry said out loud, wait a second. You didn't rip him. And if anybody, it was us making fun of the whole stuff. Like, I think it was just osmosis where
led me down a path.
Guilt by association.
He felt the need to apologize.
I'm like, what did I say, Barrett? I just read exactly what happened. I gave the facts. And he goes, yeah, but it's the way you say it. I'm like, well, I'm a very effective communicator.
It's what the facts say.
Exactly. Can't believe you guys didn't know who Mr. Skin was. I guarantee you McMullen knows.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, you see?
Is that another?
Did you not see Knocked Up? Everybody saw Knocked Up.
Is that an alias, an AKA for Mr. Marcus?
No.
Okay.
No, it's a website.
It's a
Come on,
website.
check it out, Mr.
For
Skin.
celebrity nudity in movies.
You want to know when Meg Ryan is nude? Boom. 458
like Jennifer Love Hewitt, anybody.
How boring is your life that you need to go on a website and catch a still shot of Meg Ryan's side boob?
No, dude, you're
You never saw-
coming up with a parlay for the Oscars.
Yeah.
Talk about boredom.
No,
Right.
I'm going to win some money. I'm not going to watch the Oscars. This is a set it and forget it. I'm just
I'll be the first one to rip anybody who's actually subscribing to Mr. Skin, but he is pretty famous. He's in movies. You should know who Mr. Skin is.
I don't. But here's the thing, though. I pride any limited small success I have in my life to not knowing stuff like that.
All right.
So I don't know. I don't know.
Fair enough.
Mr. Skin.
He's always on Howard Stern every year during the Oscars.
Right.
I mean,
Is that
it's a
one of the
big deal.
three? Wait a second. Is that on one of the 3 or 4 tape shows a week that he does?
Well, yeah.
Don't you
When you're
envy
that big,
Yeah.
you tape twice a week and
Isn't it
You take off
amazing?
26 weeks a year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
right.
That's the
Meanwhile,
gig I need.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Laziness. Just get to a point where laziness is rewarded, right? Like Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Just get to that point where you can roll in and they could just pull you out, parade you out there.
Yeah. I'm through 15 shows and I won 6 weeks off like Stern.
You
That's
see?
what I won.
Have you watched any of these movies? We just had a guy on, Tom Cunningham, works for Vegas Insider, and watched, what did you say, guys? 38 movies?
38 movies.
38 movies. Barrett Brooks isn't watching 38 college football games before the college football season starts.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
How do you do that? How do you sit down and watch that much? So 38 times at the very least 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's too much time sitting down, number one. I mean, I couldn't do it.
But
I'd go mad.
You guys have to understand something. You guys, meaning Stream, McMullen, and Mays. Barrett does have the attention span to sit down and watch movies. That's what he's a movies guy.
Yeah.
Light, whatever it is, just that's his thing. A movie. This is a movie guy telling you that sitting down and watching 38 is too much.
I can't remember that. I don't memorize. You guys are good at memorizing names with actors and stuff. I don't do all that, but I love to watch movies.
Well, you know, Mads Mikkelsen. I'm not talking about Phil Mickelson. Mads Mikkelsen.
When you said Mrs. Skins, all I thought of was Wildcats and Goldie Hawn in the tile scene. That's all I thought about.
Yeah.
The only thing I thought about, man. That's what made me think of. That's why I started laughing. I said, Harry, you sly dog, Harry.
Oh, man. Hey, John, what are your thoughts on the Philadelphia Eagles moving back into the top 10? Can we put a bow on that? Can we put a nail in that coffin? Or you really think this is a possibility here?
I think it's a possibility. We had Brad Spielberger on Birds 365, who did a great piece for Over the Cap about every GM in the NFL and what they do in the draft. Move up, move down. Howie's one of those guys that is constantly going up, going down, depending who's on the board. He's done it 26 times. So, yeah, you can never put anything out. If the player starts to fall and they say, oh, we can go get this guy and we can get ahead of the Cowboys and Giants, yeah, he'll do it. But also, he might drop back as well.
Let me throw a hypothetical at you, okay? It's number 12. Jalen Waddle and J.C. Horn are on the board. What does Howie Roseman do?
J.C. Horn. Like, I'm trying to figure out.
Excited about that.
The right thing to do is J.C. Horn.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out this fit. You know, everybody looks at draft prospects in a vacuum. Like Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle. They're good players. Mm-hmm. They'd be the best receivers on this team. But how do they fit? You have Jalen Reagor. You have a redundancy at Z. You have no X.
Right.
You know, you're going to play him in the slot. You're going to take a 12th pick in the slot receiver who's playing 60% of the time. How does it fit? You know, like if Jalen Hurts needs to convert a 3rd and 7, he needs a back shoulder contested catch, what Alshon Jeffrey did so well when he was healthy. Who the hell's that going to be?
Yeah.
You're going to be
right.
Chase could do that.
Yeah, you're going to be right back to Travis Fulgham and J.J. Arcega-Whiteside.
Well, let me say this.
Yeah, I don't see the value at 12 at either of those two receivers.
Well, you just gave him the kiss of death because we talked earlier 2 weeks ago about them picking. I talked to you about picking up Micah Parsons, and we both agreed that he won't fit in the system. They'll never do it. Because of that, because of what you said, that's exactly who they're going to get at pick number 12. Watch what I tell you.
Well, by the way, at linebacker, sorry, Aton, it's a little bit different because remember, no Jim Schwartz. Jonathan Gannon had Anthony Barr, Eric Kendricks, Darius Leonard.
Yep.
Maybe he values that position more than Jim Schwartz did. But
absolutely.
Micah Parsons, I think there's some off-the-field issues that probably scares the Eagles away more than anything on the field.
Did you see, and I don't know, I love stuff like this, and we can end on this here, and we'll wish everybody a happy and safe weekend before we're back on Monday. But did you see that the last time the Eagles drafted a player from Alabama, 2002, do you remember who it was in the 5th round? Wide receiver? Not Freddie Mitchell, but Freddie Millens.
Freddie Millens. I will say this, though.
That was pre-Saban.
College football has changed. Jalen Hurts is more of an Alabama guy than an Oklahoma.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's some context. There's some context there. That obviously grad transfers happen. So he's more. It is strange though because Alabama's so good they haven't taken.
But they weren't back then. They weren't when they drafted Freddie.
No.
But that's the point though, Harry. Is since they've become much better, they still haven't taken the guy. That's
that's on Howie.
Yeah, it is on.
He's
the Redskins. Half of the Washington football team's defensive rosters from Alabama.
Yeah,
half the draft is going to be picked up. Going to be Alabama this year.
You almost have to take an Alabama player this time.
Right.
Almost have to.
Harry's got a tea time, so we got to get out of here.
All right.
Have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you to John.
Thanks, John,
for popping on here. That's Barrett. That's Harry. I'm Aton. That's J Mac. We'll see you. And remember, Birds 365 from 8 to 10 in the morning, and then us from 11 to 1 on the JAKIB Media YouTube page.
If you missed any of today's show on the JAKIB Media channel, listen to the podcast on your way home. Available on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify.